Hi guys, welcome to another video. Why do I not buy Gucci? For an absolute handbag enthusiast who loves so many luxury brands, what is it about Gucci that I don't like? Let's find out. So when I was thinking about this, why I love Louis Vuitton, I love Dior, I love Chanel, I love Hermes, I'm now loving Fendi, I also love Goyard. There are other brands that I love, but I don't love Gucci. And I kept thinking, what is it about it? And actually when I wrote it down, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. So two things before we get properly going. One, yes, I'm a hypocrite. And I will come back to that in a second. And two, if you love Gucci, I think it's amazing. I think the world is a better place for us loving what we love, and we should not all love the same things, otherwise it'd be very, very boring. So don't take this as criticism. This is just my own opinion. So now we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the fact that I am a hypocrite, because I do own a Gucci bag. I do, and I love this bag, so I am not complaining about this bag as such. I'm not complaining or even talking about quality issues, anything like that. This is my one and only experience of Gucci. I have some shoes and I think they are amazing. Some Princetown, I think they're called Princetown loafers, the backless loafers, super comfortable. So yeah, I'm just talking about the bags and the ready to wear, to be fair. Although there's a couple of pieces. Anyway, let's talk about the bags. I bought this quite a few years ago and I have thought, honestly, I think this bag is a fabulous bag. This was called the Gucci Soho Disco bag, and it came out in black, in red, and like a neutral tan, not quite a tan, it was more like a beige colour. Obviously I went for black. I have used this a lot. And this was one of my most used bags for a long time, but there's a specific reason for that. So yeah, so I am a hypocrite, but I'm not. I don't like Gucci. This isn't standard Gucci, is it? If you think of Gucci, how would you describe it? Would you, if you had to describe it or draw a picture of it or come up with an image of it or write down some words to describe Gucci, what would you say? Would you say classic? Would you say black? Would you say practical? Would you say inexpensive? This doesn't signify Gucci. This is very off kilter for Gucci, isn't it? And yeah, I think that's why I like it. I like this one because it has nothing to note on it. It has a black shoulder strap that's adjustable. The interior is absolutely filthy, but it's just like a cotton lining. There's nothing to note on it, but what I have loved about this bag is it's completely inconspicuous. I have taken this to so many places where I still want a nice quality bag that looks good, that holds everything I want it to hold, but I'm not precious. I have never been precious with this bag. This bag was bought in order to use in those circumstances where I want to be a little bit more inconspicuous. So maybe if you're sightseeing in a place you don't know or a place that's very busy, you can turn it round and it just looks like any other camera bag. Now I could have just bought any other camera bag, but yeah, I chose this one and I don't mind this so much. Anyway, that is the reason I bought this one, but I've never bought another one since. So why is that? Well, if you look at the styles generally, they are not my cup of tea. They are not. Let's talk about the Gucci Monogram itself. I don't like it. I'm sorry. For any of those of you guys that love it, I am sorry. I'm sure there's loads of things that I have that you don't love, and that's great. That's how it should be. I don't love the Gucci logo. I just don't like the colours. It's very brown and I don't like brown. I, for some reason, forgive Louis Vuitton with the monogram and the damier ebene. There is something about Louis Vuitton that I forgive all of its sins because I don't love brown. I don't love tan or caramel colours or any of those beigey browns, chocolate browns. No, none of them. So the Gucci monogram bags have always been a no for me. I much prefer the Louis Vuitton monogram. I don't know if I'm conditioned to love Louis Vuitton, or whether because that was my first love, it stayed as my favourite. I don't know, but when I compare the two, and I think that's half of the problem, that I always compare to Louis Vuitton. That seems to be the benchmark across all of the brands. Would I prefer just to buy from Louis Vuitton? And if the answer is yes, then I wouldn't even look at Gucci. And I think that is where I am with it. So monogram pieces, no. There is an exception, and wait till later, I will tell you, there is one bag that I really do like. So wait for that, because I'm going to be a hypocrite again. And there is one bag that I think is fabulous, and I haven't seen it before. I've only seen it researching for this video, so wait for that. Anyway, yes, the monogram is a definite no for me. However, there is a blue toned monogram, so it's like a navy blue, and I love blue, you guys know. So there are a couple of pieces in that. I think there's like one, I don't even know what any of them are called. It's like a Boston bag. It's sort of like Gucci's version of the Speedy, and it's very nice. It's very nice. But have I bought it? No. Would it go in my wardrobe? Yes. Why haven't I bought it? I think I just always compare to Louis Vuitton and other brands and think, for the same amount of money, gosh, we'll come on to this in a second, I could have a Speedy or an Alma or a Neverfull or whatever it may be. So yeah, there's always something that I like more. But in general, I don't like the styles of Gucci. There is an odd bag that if I had, if you literally forced me to tell you which bags I like the most from Gucci, there are a couple that I think are okay, that are quite nice, but that's all they are, so I would never spend my hard-earned money on them. The second thing that I want to talk about isn't just the monogram, it's the sort of the styles of them. So there's a Boston bag, which for me is like the Speedy, and then there is a tote bag, and it does look very interesting. It looks nice, especially in the blue colourway. Would I buy it? No, because it's even more expensive than the Neverfull. So for me, it's a non-starter. Now, if you guys love the Gucci monogram, then it looks a fabulous bag, but yeah, the other thing I don't like about Gucci, well, I'm being very negative, I don't like the colourways that they do. I don't really like the stripe that goes through the red and the blue, because that's on top of the brown, and I don't know, they're just not, it's not my sort of aesthetic. Now, when we come on to the actual bags themselves, there's a bag style called the Jackie. It's just not for me. All of that range, I've been having a look on the website this morning, I don't love it. And I think it's reminiscent of, is it like the early 2000s? I get lost in the decades, I am so old now. But it reminds me of those first going out days where you had the little bag on your shoulder and it sat just under your arm. And yeah, I never really liked them then. I was never really into them then. So that style, and I know other brands have done them as well, but yeah, the Jackie style just isn't for me, whether it's the small ones or the slightly bigger ones. No. Then there's a Dian bag. Now, what do I think of the Dian bag? So this, to me, I know there's different ranges within the styles, but the one I'm talking about is the sort of more square tote bag that's got the bamboo handles. Has it got bamboo handles? And then it's got like a leather strap that holds the handles up. No, I think it's sort of okay. I feel like it would be a bit awkward. I just don't love it. And while we're talking bamboo handles, I just don't love that either. So that wouldn't pull me in. So the Dian bags for me, again, are definitely a no. Now, years ago, and I haven't done enough research, I have to say, but quite a few years ago when I first started watching all these amazing YouTubers in the luxury space in particular, everybody had is it the Dionysus or Dionysus? I never knew how to pronounce it. I really did not like this bag. I really didn't. I thought it looks really weird. I didn't like the hardware on it. And oh my goodness, when they started doing the flowers on top of the Gucci Monogram, no. No, I'm not, and I'm sorry, I know loads of people out there are really big floral fans. I'm just not. I don't like patterns. Myself and Dale were having a conversation about this, how I am very, I'm not very spring-like, shall we say. And I know that I like my black and my white and my navy and my grey. I don't really like patterns. I don't mind a stripe and an odd polka dot, maybe. I don't like florals. It's just not me. And I love it on other people. But on this bag, where I don't really like the style where it's the monogram and then they stick all these different, whether it's animations, whether it's flowers, whether it's different artwork across all the brands, they're not for me. I don't really like them. So Gucci do a lot of this, and I remember them bringing out was it the Princetown loafers in the monogram, and then they had Donald Duck on them. I just had no words, and I know lots of people are huge Disney fans. Again, I'm not. I'm not, probably offending everybody that's watching. Animations, Disney, oh no. It's just not my cup of tea. So yeah, the Dionysus bag, even the plain versions of them didn't speak to me at all. I think I understand that when you have all that embellishment on them, some of them had crystals and all sorts of embellishments, and none of those are for me. But you take that away and the bag is very, very ordinary, and therefore I wouldn't even be interested in the black version of that. So anyway, that is another reason. When we talk about this one again, this is the Gucci Soho disco bag, and this has been discontinued quite a while ago, and this has been a firm favourite of a lot of people. I think it's just a very well made, easy, really lovely quality bag. When I bought this, I think I bought this maybe 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago, I have no clue. But this was in the region of, I think it was £650 or £700 maybe. It was certainly way, way, way under £1,000. They've just brought a new version of this out, or it's probably been out a little while now, and it's called the Blondie. And I think this version is nicer. It's a much nicer pebbled leather, in my humble opinion. The Blondie has like a stitched, not a chevron, it's got like a diagonal stitching, and it looks like it's going to feel not quite as supple as this. I haven't seen it in the flesh. It's just the same bag, and it is double the price that this was. It is double the price. It's way over £1,000, and and the one with the little top handle is like 1,1700. I think without the top handle, were they 1,200, 1,300? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's happened to all of the prices across all of the brands. And I understand Gucci are trying to keep their prices in line with all of the other brands. But for me, I do not see the value in it. And I think this is where we come to. Whenever I've looked at all of these bags on the website to do some research, I was absolutely shocked at the price of all of these bags, because I don't look at Gucci very often. It's definitely not a brand that I research or keep up to speed with at all. And so when I was researching for this, I couldn't believe it. There are a lot of bags on that website that are 3,000 plus, which for me is no. I don't see Gucci as, I don't know. And again, I don't like to label things, but we do have this little hierarchy, don't we, of brands in our own heads, and it can be different for all of us, and it should be different for all of us. But for me, Louis Vuitton every day, all day long, more than Gucci. And I think I just love the brand. I love the heritage side of it. I love the hard-sided, just all the history. And I love the service, the customer service. And I love most, not all, I love most of the items in there. So everything, as I said, is a benchmark from Louis Vuitton. And when you've got Gucci bags that are so much more expensive than some of the Louis Vuitton bags, I'm yeah, mind blown. Absolutely mind blown. I don't get it. Anyway, I was going to tell you about a bag that I have seen, and it is this one. Oh my goodness, this is such a cool bag. It is a tote bag. It looks slouchy, the leather looks great, it's not too heavily logoed, and honestly, the way you can adapt it, and the flap comes over and then it becomes a chain bag. It looks like one of the maxi Chanel classic flaps, the XXL ones, or the new YSL one that's come out that's like a really big flap bag. It's like a flap bag on steroids. This is really, really interesting to me. Will I be buying it? No. It's so expensive. It is so expensive. That bag is in the region of DIOR prices. And again, we have this theoretical hierarchy in our brain, but would I buy that, or would I buy the toujours bag from DIOR? Well, it would be the toujours bag. It just would. So yeah, there's something in me that does not see the value in Gucci, but that is for me, for my personal aesthetic. I think they're really fun, they're really innovative, they're really out there, they're loud, there's bright colours, there's embellishments, and they are just not me. I'm classic and timeless and possibly boring, but you know what I mean. I tend to stay on the safe side of things and add a little bit of interest here and there. I like things that are classic, and I like things that have got a little bit of edge, but I don't like anything that's too out there. So Gucci is just generally not my aesthetic, but this one bag, it's very nice. I would like to see it in the flesh just to see if it is as nice in the flesh, but it is a fortune. So I think it'll be a no. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you love Gucci? Have I completely and utterly offended you? I honestly have not meant to. It's just my own opinions. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on another one.